Hi guys, it's me, your average lady, back at it again with another video, and today I'm gonna be trying to fix my pants that I bought at a thrift store and didn't try on prior, and so they look a bit baggy on me. You can see the waist fits okay, but if I try to put them on, you'll see that they are way too big on me. The hips are gigantic, the legs are a bit poofy, and I have so much space in it. Also, they're way too long. So I'm gonna try to fix that. Here's what the pants look like from up close. Also, I apologize for the quality of this audio. I am currently recording this in my car in a parking lot of the school I graduated from in 2019. It's a long story. Alright, I've got my pants on backwards and it's time to fucking party. I'm sorry, I got my pants on backwards and I want to tackle the width of the hip and I want to tackle the length of the leg. And since this is on backwards, I'm gonna be taking some loose fabric from the hip part and I'm gonna be tucking it along that seam, and I'm gonna make sure when I sew to only sew the first layer, not the pocket layer. That way I still have access to pockets and I don't look like a balloon. So I'm gonna take a little triangle here, make a little dart and pin it in place. I'm gonna make sure to make this on both sides in a symmetrical way, because if I don't, I'm gonna end up with pants that don't have the seams at the right place. So the center booty seam has to stay on the center of my booty. If not, this is gonna be looking very weird. Alright, this side has this weird thing now. I'm gonna do the same with the other side. Is this the best way to do it? No. If there's a tailor watching, why are you watching this? You're only hurting yourself. Please stop, or at least try to help me in the comments if you have any suggestions on how to not ruin my pants next time. But I'm confident enough that this will be okay. Alright, I got both my seams in place, and now it's time to face the legs. Now, usually I'd get someone to help me, but I've already figured out by trial and error this morning that I only need to roll these up once for them to be my length. So normally what you do to shorten a pant is you stand straight up and someone comes around you with pins and tucks the fabric in. Because if you put your feet on a chair, for example, if I get myself a chair friend and I put my leg on top of it, you can see that my pant is going back up. And so, well, this looks fine. This doesn't. Do you see my point? But I don't need to go through all of this. I know I only need to roll it up once. So, it's pin time. And I know it looks a little funky right now, everything that I'm doing, because I'm currently on the outside of my pants. So I'm gonna sew all of this and flip the pants, and it's not gonna show that I made alterations, because nobody looks at the insides of your clothes anyway, except you. So as long as you're cool with it, it's okay. Both of my legs are pinned, so everything is pinned in place. Now what I'm gonna do before I go ahead and sew this, because sewing is kind of permanent, even though you can always unsew things, I'd like not to. I'm gonna take these off, flip them, put them back on, and see if I like the fit. I'll be back. I'm back. I reversed my pants, and overall I'm pretty happy with the results. I no longer look like I'm wearing a couple diapers underneath. I still have access, oh, I just pulled the pin, oops. I still have access to my pockets. So now that I've successfully put these on without pricking myself, I'm gonna try to renew that success and put them down without hurting myself. And then I'll see you with my sewing machine. And thus began the tedious process of fighting my sewing machine until it works. Might I remind you, if you are new to this channel, that this sewing machine is almost considered an antique because it was made in 1924. So in 3 years it will be an antique. Also, I had a lot of problems with my machine because the bottom thread kept rolling up and doing some weird shit. I don't really know what happened or how to fix that problem. If you guys happen to know how sewing machine works, please let me know. And I decided to start with sewing the bottoms of the pants because I thought this was a safe bet. It was easy to redo and undo, and it wouldn't show if the seam was a bit fucked, which it was, by the way. And here you can see I'm checking my seam because I don't trust myself, nor do I trust this machine. Oh, and that's a good tip I can give to people that are new to sewing. Always, always, always check your work after you're done. Don't assume your sewing machine went well. It probably didn't. Unless you're a very good seamstress. In that case, why are you here? You don't need me to show you how to sew the bottom of pants. You know how to do it. So yeah, I'm checking my seams to make sure everything fits, and it didn't. Hi. Shit didn't go well. Most of the seam went well. Well enough for my liking. But at some point, my bottom thread decided it was done with life and broke off. So now I have about 2 inches of pants that are not sewn and that are rapidly deteriorating. So I guess I need to fix that. And the way to fixing that was to either take it all apart and start again or do some weird shit. So I decided to take it all apart and cry. Wait, is that what I did? Nope, I decided it was good enough and just sewed the bottom back in. And also, I had run out of bobbin thread, and usually on every machine you have a little slot where you put your empty bobbins and it makes bobbin threads for you, which is amazing. But my machine's an old bitch and the little mechanism is broken. Well, it's not really broken. It's just that it's a rubber donut that has to touch the spinning wheel motor. I don't know what the parts of a machine is. So basically, it has to touch it. It makes friction and it makes the bobbin turn to catch the thread. But the little rubber donut is almost 100 years old. It is not in good shape and it is not making enough friction to make the bobbin thread. And so I usually do it by hand. It's as painful as you think it is. It's also very hard to get an even tension on your bobbin thread, which may be why my bottom thread is always so fucked on my sewing. That would make sense. Oh, and while I was ranting about that, I also sewn in the little darts I made on the sides. Okay, guys. Something happened, but I'm not quite sure what. When I was sewing my dart here, I accidentally took in some of the waistband, and I'll show you what happens when I try to put them on. It's easy to put the legs on because, well, it is a baggy pant. And then we arrive here, the thick part of myself. And And the fact that I took in some of the waistband on each side apparently makes it nearly impossible for me to fit in them. But I can still get them over myself, which is nice. And now you get a nice pant when you look at it from this angle. But when you look at it from this angle, you see this. Whatever the fuck that is. I don't know what happened. And I don't know how to fix it. My first instinct would be to fold that back and tuck it back into the waistband. But I'm scared that if I do that, I might lose even more elasticity and just not be able to put on and off the pants. Got a safety pin here, and I'm gonna try to pin it back. Well, not try, I'm gonna pin it back. I know I'm able to do that. It looks alright on the waist. Now it's time to see if I can take them off and put them back on. Because if I can, the problem is solved. If I cannot, I have to figure out a solution, and I'm afraid this solution is going to be complicated as hell. Alright, let's try to take those off. It still fits. It works. It works. Sewing that on and hoping for the best, huh? And it was back to the sewing machine grind. Whoopity whoop. At this point, I was pretty much done with finding my machine, but that seam went surprisingly well, and since it was on a waistband, I sewed a lot of lines on it. Did you enjoy that little ASMR? It's not ASMR, but I like the sound my machine makes. So yeah, I went back and forth and back and forth and back and forth on the waistband to make sure that the seam wouldn't go undone when I tried to put it on. It went over my hips. Victory. And that, my friend, is what I call a win. I have made pants. Well, made. I have bought pants for $5 and made them fit me because I was too dumb to try them on. But now I have flowy pants, and I like them. So there you go, guys. I took some big pants and I made them into smaller pants that actually fit me. And that was quite fun. This was a one-day project. I bought the pants yesterday, and today I have wearable pants. Definitely fun to do. Might be considered a thrift flip, maybe. It's the first time I was doing that, and I think it turned out quite alright for a first try. And honestly, that's all I have to say. That's all I have to say about this. If you liked the video, let me know. If you didn't like the video, let me know why. I don't know. How does one outro? I don't know how to do outros. Bye guys, I'll see you next week.